Good morning, mister. Hello. Let me get comfy. Hello. How's that? Hello. Can you read that? Mental health matters. Thank you, Peg. Hello. Thank you, Bode. I've got a lovely friend in America called Peg, and she was running a sale at this kind of craft fair or something, I believe, and on the stall next to her or near to her was this tie-dye t-shirt. This isn't tie-dye, but the words are, and it said mental health matters, and I said to her, wow, I really like that. So did a little bit of search. I couldn't find a tie-dye one, but I found tie-dye writing. There it is, mental health matters. So I thought we would talk for a second or two. I'm going to get the camera right. There you go. Yeah, talk for a minute or so about mental health. It is important. It's important in my life, and I think it's important in everybody's life. But just to fill you in really on a couple of things that's just happened, and it's all good news, it's all positive, I think, anyway, really. So I had some bloods taken, which bruised this arm. I got deep veins, as they call it. They tried my veins, couldn't get any veins, so they went through there, and 3 weeks later it's still bruised, but never mind. You off then, Bode? Yeah. He's hot and bothered. We've just been playing BALL, and it's bright and sunny for a change. So so I had my bloods taken. That was for my cancer score. It was 6 months, that's changed, but every 6 months I have a CEA score, which is a cancer tumour score. The higher the score, the more likely of cancer returning, or has returned in some cases. You okay there, mate? You're wandering around. You come and see me. Hello. Oh, hello, darling. This is my friend. I love you. Yes, I do. Oh yeah, later, Bode, we're going to have rice, chicken and chips. Would you like that? Yeah? Okay. So we've got rice, chicken and chips later. It's a Chinese. Okay. You're getting a bit hot. That's it. You find somewhere to lay down. Maybe on the mat. Okay. On the carpet then. You don't think, do you, but a dog is hot all the bloody time. Even if they go and lay on the floor, probably the floor is quite hot. Even though I've got the back door open. I don't want him standing in the sunshine. So I'm still not happy with this camera. Let's raise you up one more notch. How's that? Look at that. A bit of colour. Likes a bit of colour. So I had the bloods taken. That goes off for the cancer score. I got a letter this time rather than a phone call. I think that's what they're doing from now on. And the letter said, basically, it said good news. It's 0.8, which is what it always is. It used to be 0.7, and it went up to 0.8. Now, between 0 and you've got 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3. I'm on 0.8, and then it goes up to 0.1, and then 2, and then 3, 4, 5. So when it goes up to number 5, so it's not 0, 5, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, then 5, then there is a real concern. So I'm a long way from that, which is fantastic, good news. So yeah, the letter I got was really good news. It said you're doing really well, 0.8, so perfect, no worries, no sign of cancer. That's what that means. So that's really good news. They said what we're going to do now is see you yearly. In fact, they're not even going to see me. What they said was, because I'm lying, what they said was what we're going to do is require bloods yearly. That's all. Rather than it used to be every 3 months, and it went to 6 months, now it's yearly. So once a year I have my bloods, that goes off, and I'll probably either get a letter or a phone call, just a very quick one to say, well, hopefully they're going to say 0.8 or lower. Maybe it would drop lower. Cheers. So that's number one. Number two is, as I'm making this is unlucky for some, but it's Friday the 13th. So yesterday, hello, yesterday on the 12th, hiya darling, nice to see you. What, you okay? We're just chilling, I'm just making a video there, okay? Is that alright? So yesterday would have been Thursday the 12th, and I had a scan, a CT scan. If anybody knows me very well, I've got panic disorder. I wear this thing to so that I can discuss it with doctors or whatever. It just, you know, it's just something visible there that I point at and I say I've got panic disorder, so they can read it as well as me vocalising it. But if you know me, then I had a panic attack. My first ever one was in a MRI scan. Now this scan yesterday was a CT scan, so it's different altogether. They call the CT scan the polo mints because it's literally, it's a bed with a big ring. You lay on this bed and the bed pushes you through the ring 2 or 3 times like that. With me, I had a contrast, which is an injection again in the back of this bloody hand, so I don't know what colour this will be next week. And that's a contrast, it's a dye basically, that's what it is, and it just goes round your heart, round your bits and bobs. So I always assumed that yesterday was going to be a heart scan. I've told people that it was a heart scan, but when they'd finished, I'll tell you about that in a minute because it was reasonably good. Well, actually I think it was 90% good, but when they'd finished, I said to the woman, on your records and what have you, your paperwork, does it tell you why I'm here? And she said, don't you know? And I said, no, I don't. I never know. The hospital are useless. They just say, you've got an appointment at this hospital at this time. That's it. This one, they said, you got a CT scan at this hospital at this time. That's it. So I said, no, I don't. I really don't. I explained. And she said, well, give me a minute. I'll go back in the office. So she went in there, came out, and she said, because you had cancer, this is your 3 yearly check. They would have told you that at the time. And I said, I think they did actually, and I'd forgotten. I never forgot. I thought it was 2025. So, you know, just a year out really. That's all right. So I said, oh, okay. She says, nothing to worry about. She said, it was just a check. They needed a check every 3 or 4 years. That's what they do with everybody. And it literally is just to update their records and just a check, just to make sure that things are going as they should be. And I said, thank you, that's all we needed to know. Why they don't put it in the letters, I don't know. No, it's okay. Oh, get down. Right, get down. 1 sec. Well, believe it or not, that was just my neighbour getting in her car. That was all. So, it was just a general check, this CT scan, so no problem. They were pretty good, the people. I'll be honest with you, I was in there and out within 10 minutes. That's fantastic. So she said, hi, my name's Tina, I'm your nurse, I'm going to put a cannula in, you understand why you're here? And I said, yes I do, you know. She said my colleague would be here in a minute to do some checks. Anyway, this guy came out. I quite liked her. She was a bit, we call it brusque. He was brusquer than her. And he just said, hello, can you confirm your name? And he went, date of birth, address, and then walked off. That was it. And And then she said, oh yeah, she said, I'll try your vein. So she tried my vein, that side couldn't get anything. Tried my vein, that side couldn't get anything. She said, where do they normally go? And I said, in my hands. Second knuckle, from little to the next knuckle, it's in there. And by this time I was laid down, ready to go in this bloody thing, in this CT scan. And she couldn't get a vein, and she was slapping her hand, and she said, make a fist and put this thing on and what have you. I think she beckoned him, because anyway he came out and they was both having a look, and eventually they got a needle in, so that's good. And he said, you understand why you're here? And I said, yes I do. I said, which I'm absolutely fine with. The only thing is I've got panic disorder. I always tell him I've got panic disorder. I said, so can we make this quick? And he said, yeah, 2 minutes. And I said, well, that's great. I said, and you can hear me and I can hear you in case there's a problem. He said, yes. So I said, great. Now I always say that, and you know what? I've struggled to get them to turn the bloody mic on again and again and again. And this time was no different. So I'm laid there. She said, okay, we're going to leave you now, 2 minutes. And off she went. That's because they go in an office behind a screen. And the bed moved, and it moved me into this CT scanner, so that there was a poster above me of trees. So when I was in the CT scanner, all you can see is the top of the CT scanner. So it's not very nice. And you have to lay like that, so your arms are above your head, And after a minute or two, nothing had happened, because it lights up sometimes and it whirs and it makes noises. But after about 2 minutes, nothing had happened, so I left it another minute. And then I thought, oh Christ, I'm getting too hot. Now, when I went in there, the first thing I noticed, the room, it was really cold. It was lovely, really, really cold, and there was some air blowing, absolutely wonderful. So I started to not panic. I started to get the feeling that I could possibly panic. So I then suddenly, for some reason, I wanted to hear another voice. So I said, hello, can you hear me? And I thought, then mic is not on. It never is. So I said, hello, can you hear me? Not a word. They hadn't put the mic on, even though 2 seconds ago, well, 2 minutes ago, I always ask and they don't do it. So I thought, okay, don't panic. We've been here before. Life is about experiences, and we live and learn every single day. It doesn't matter whether they hear you or not. It does to me. It really does. I need a human voice. I think if they can't hear me, can they see me? I don't know if they can see me or not. Obviously they can, but I don't know. I'm not looking through through their eyes. And if they don't see me, one sec. Yeah, if they don't hear me, what if they don't see me as well? When I had the panic attack in the MRI, he didn't turn the mic on, even though I asked him to. And my arms were above my head, and all I could do, because you couldn't move, was move my hands like I was swimming, like that. And keep doing that, and they came running out. They were very, very good. But it shouldn't have been like that. They should have turned the mic on. So I thought, okay, we've been here before. He hasn't turned the mic on. What's new? And then I thought, am I hot? And then I thought, hang on, I came in here thinking, Christ, it's cold. It was lovely and cold. And I thought, am I hot, am I cold? Well, actually, I'm cold. That's the truth. So, where am I cold? I'm cold on my feet, on my legs. It was blowing on my legs. And I thought, wow, this feels lovely. And I was concentrating on that, and I thought, where can I feel it up to? Can I feel it on my knees? I thought, yeah, I can. Excuse me. I thought, can I feel it on my t-shirt, on my belly, or on my chest? I could, just about on my chest. Could I feel it on my face? No, unfortunately I couldn't. I wish it would have gone up a little bit higher, but it is what it is. And they left me there for, I would say, 4 minutes, right, without a word and without the machine starting, even though, well, they both said 2 minutes. And I'd said, hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? I just wanted to know, how long is this going to be? This thing hasn't started and I'm getting hot, and when I'm hot I can panic. Pardon me. So I'm laid there and I thought, oh, for Christ's sake, you know. So I actually thought, what can I think of? And I thought, little Bodie, you know, there's all sorts of different things. I love him so much, and there's so many things I could tell you, just little things that don't matter to anybody. I was talking to him the other night and he was going like that, listening and moving his head. What he's doing, he's listening for the word, I can't say any word, well, various words that he loves. B-A-L-L, for instance, if I say that full word, he loves, P-L-A-Y or T-R-E-A-T, it goes on and on. So he was doing that, and he was right in front of me. I was sat on the computer chair, so his head was here, and I leant forward and I looked into his lovely eyes. He got beautiful amber eyes, and he was just listening to me, really listening to me talk. And every now and then he would do that because he'd think I'm about to say the word, whatever he wants. So I'm laid on this bed, CT scan above me, not started, and I'm just thinking of his beautiful eyes and his little nose and his mouth and just the shape of his head, and what he feels like. His head is very skinny in my hands, and every morning I say good morning and I hold his little head. If he's in a position for me to kiss him, then I will. I kiss him. If he's on the floor, then I can't get down that far, so I just squeeze his head gently. And I was just thinking that, I don't know how long for, maybe just a minute, and then this thing started like that, and it started spinning and doing its own thing, and then the mechanical voice said, hold your breath, or take a deep breath in and hold your breath, and then it said breathe normally, and then you go in, you come out at this table like that, and then breathe in, hold your breath, and again you go in and you come out, and then it went click, and he said, I'm just about to start the injection, okay? And I said, yeah, okay, and thank you for turning the mic on. I did ask you. I was a bit snotty. Anyway, then the injection started, because it's all mechanical. The injection, as I say, it's a dye. They call it a contrast, so it just goes into your hand, and you can feel it travelling up your veins, and it goes across your shoulder, into your heart, and then down as if, and it makes you feel as if you want to wee. You're not going to wee yourself, but it makes you feel like that. And it can make you feel hot, which is why I need to feel cold. Anyway, that happened, and again, this mechanical voice said, breathe in and out. The woman came out and she said, all done. She said, great. And I said, why didn't you turn the mic on? She said, I think it was on. I said, did you hear me then say hello to you earlier? And she said, no. I said, then it wasn't on. But anyway, I'm not going to make a big deal of it. It never bloody is though. It really winds me up, that. It's so simple. So that was it. He went outside for some reason, and there was just me and her there, so I picked my glasses up and all the rest of it. And she said, you're good to go? And I said, well, thank you very much indeed. And that was it. Now what happened was the previous night, I didn't sleep very well. Now, even though I think I'm settled, I'm calm, and I was to a degree, there's an underlying undercurrent of anxiety within. And I know it's there really, and I kind of suppress it, I put it at bay, I put a lid on it, I sort of ignore it, we move past it, we layer it with other nicer things, do all that to try and sort of get rid of it. There's a fly in here. I think it's gone. Oh, no. Oh, he's gone. Bless him. Yeah, hates flies. So there was an underlying current really, so I didn't sleep very well. which means I'm tired today, really. Went to bed relatively early yesterday. I did have a sleep in the afternoon, and I knew I would need a sleep. It takes its toll, things like this, on a mental level. It does take its toll with me. Might not with you or whatever, but it does with me. It's a bit of a struggle to get through. Not massively now. I think I'm getting more and more used to it as time goes on. But it does take its toll, and I need some quiet time. I really need some sleep, because I know I'm not going to sleep properly the night before. I'm normally desperate for a Slurpee. I'm always desperate to see my dog, and I need a hug from him. And I come back and I normally pop the kettle on. We go outside and do... No, it's okay. I know that word, sorry. Yeah, I know. I'm just talking about another day. Not right now. Okay, darling, I know. I love you. Yes, I do. So yeah, we go and do things nice things for a little while, and then I go to bed for an hour. This little boy joined me yesterday, so that was nice. That was even nicer than him not joining me, so that was good. So we had a little cuddle for about 10 minutes, listened to some music. He started to drift off, and then he got too warm and he moves down the bottom of the bed, so that's fine. He does his own thing. I turned over, listened to the music for 5 minutes probably, and went to sleep. We slept for over an hour, just over an hour, so that was really lovely. And that's kind of the end of the day, really. I sit around just feeling a bit washed out, because it does, as I say, it takes quite a lot out of me to do these things. But, we've got to do them. We've got no choice, have we? Not really. So that's all good. That's done. The bloods, I'm really pleased that the bloods came back at 0.8 again. That's a really important thing. And I got through, it sounds silly, but I got through the CT scan episode yet again. And you're coming out. Hello. Oh yeah. You okay? You wanted to cuddle? Hello. You okay? So life is good, and good gets better, that means. Now what that means is, because we're going to be talking about mental health matters, mental health well-being, but in the next video, because I know this one's been quite long, I was going to try and encompass it all, but I decided to just tell you about my day and my last sort of few days really, and how I've been feeling, and just to let you know about the importance of mental health matters, but mental health well-being. And it's so important, and particularly for me in my life, the way I am, and I know myself on a pretty deep level, and I know what works and what doesn't work, and what I need to get through the day sometimes. And I know that if I don't put things in place, I know where my mental health can go, and it's not a very good place. You okay, mate? You okay, mate? So yeah, I'll talk about mental health well-being in part 2. But just to finish this off, I mention in a lot of my videos, I say about the 3 healths, don't I? The mental health, spiritual health, and the physical health. I often mention that, and I mentioned it just recently. It's always been an important thing to me. When I was diagnosed with cancer, I clearly didn't have those 3 in alignment. I didn't have those 3 settled within my mind. So we all know that we've got a physical health. That's the most important, I suppose. If you're dealing with pain, having cancer, having a disease, having a problem, I've got heart disease, osteoarthritis, things like that. So dealing with all that is always a worry, and there's appointments and letters and phone calls and hospital things and bloody scans. It's a lot of stuff, really, when you're dealing with all that. But that's your physical health. Then we know that we have got a mental health, all of us, and if you've ever suffered from depression, stress, anxiety, or there's a lot of different lower elements of things really, but that's really important. Your mental health is as important as your physical health. It really is, and it's something that we don't take care of to a greater extent. We think more of our physical health than we do of our mental health, and we shouldn't do. We should make sure they're equal. But I believe we have a spiritual health as well. I certainly do, and I believe we do. I just believe everybody does. And your spiritual health it's like the computer. That's what it is, right? Your physical health is kind of your motor or your engine, so that steers you along, really. Your mental health is the wisdom. It is the whatever you want it to be. It's the guidance. It's the knowingness. It's the thoughts. It's the all-encompassing. It's the putting things together. It's the wherefore. It's the wisdom. It's that sort of thing. That puts everything in its place. But your mental that's your mental health, sorry. But your spiritual health, that is your guiding principle in life. That is the thing that will settle your mind. If your spiritual health can settle your mind, then your mind can settle your body. So it has a ramification, it has a knock-on effect of one to the other. So in other words, spiritual health talks to your mental health, calms your brain down, says don't worry about this is all fine, blah blah blah. So that talks to your physical health and says don't worry about those ailments, it's just pain, it's just this and it's just that, it's just for now, nothing lasts forever and it will be okay. And then that goes back to the brain to say, okay, I'm now calming that side of the body down that hurts a little bit and whatever, sorting things out. And then that goes back to the spiritual health to say, don't worry, thank you for your help, but we're online with this now. And they talk to each other, and all three, 1, 2, 3, come together. And that is why I say we have three healths: your physical health, your mental health, and your spiritual health. And once they're maybe not in line, but once they're on a level, on a par, once they're talking to each other, once they're together, then everything is fine. Everything is fine. And that's what I've said for 15 years of making these videos, and probably 15 years before. I've always talked about those three healths. So here's a little secret for you, just to end the video. I think it's the 28th, without having a calendar here, I don't know, but the 28th of September, I'm having another tattoo. Oh yes, indeedy, here. And it's a Celtic design. I would tell you what it's called, but I can't remember, so the writing is coming up on the screen for you. So if you want to do your research, you can. I'm just having it blocked in. I've been working on lots of different designs and what have you, but I'm having it just blocked in. And what that represents to me is a circle with basically three things, three sort of fish heads, three sort of melted triangles that come off it. So the circle is the whole, right? It's what I've just been talking about. Those three halves together make the whole. If one of those isn't really working, it's not quite a whole. So the three make the whole. The three make the whole. The circle, it makes the completeness, doesn't it? The circle is the earth. The circle is life essence. Birth, little boy, bigger boy, grown man, older man, death, birth, little boy. So the circle, because the circle is very, very important, as we know. So this triquetra, I think it's called a triquetra. So this triquetra, if that's what it's called, contains a circle and then these three things. Well, these three things, what they represent to me is exactly what I've just been talking about. They represent your physical health, mental health, spiritual health. And it's just a reminder that once all those are flowing correctly, once all those are in place, then everything is fine. Everything is fine. And it works for me. So next video I will talk a little bit more about your mental health well-being. Thank you for listening. I know it was a long one, but it's good to empty my head. Good to tell you about my my struggles sometimes within life. You know, I haven't got it all figured out, and I do struggle. I do struggle with anxiety and struggle with depression sometimes. Well, not struggle, I manage. But when you're open and honest in your videos, if it helps one person, if one person says thank you, that I get that, then that's great. But if not, it's a way of me just emptying my head, letting go of yesterday. Yesterday is gone and forgotten as far as I'm concerned. But even now, so thank you for being there and listening, because just saying it out loud has pushed it further and further away from me. And what I'm thinking about now is going outside, playing ball, and then having a Chinese a bit later. So the next video, as we know, will be Mental Health Matters, which is mental health well-being, my form of well-being, and perhaps we can learn something from that, who knows. In the meantime, take good care and be well.